My name is Albert DeMers. I'm the Judo and martial arts instructor for the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Today I want to dig into the ideas about my favorite technique, Harai-Goshi. I've made up these charts for these techniques for my class, which gives the Japanese name, the translation, the basic footwork, some combination techniques, and a counter technique. This is the direction of off balance, and here is just a brief idea. The object is to throw Uki forward by sweeping his right front thigh with your right back thigh. So you develop these techniques, and this is the one I want to teach in class today. In the beginning, Dr. Kano's favorite technique was Uki-Goshi. And he was throwing all his students with Uki-Goshi, and so finally they got a little smart and decided that if they'd slip off that hip a little bit, then they could get away from the technique. Dr. Kano, the genius that he was, decided, well, if they're going to slip off that hip that way, all I've got to do is just stick my leg out and throw them over the back of my leg. This is Mr. Isaac. He's one of my new students. He promised to help me with this demonstration. So anyway, with that. Now, Uki-Goshi is like this. I've got my arm around his back. I've got my hip in front of him. And I'm going to throw him by just bringing him over that hip. Now, what happened when his students got used to him trying his technique, they would take a little step around like that and get away from his technique. I come in, try to make my technique. He makes a little step around. I stick my leg out. And throw. Now, this is how we practice. It's called Uki-Goshi, body fitting practice. Start off nice and light. And we start adding a little more motion to it, a little more pull. Okay. Then the next level is I want to set up the technique when he's making a step. See? So I want to get him stepping back and forth, and I want to blend my movement with his, like this. As he steps forward, I'm going to step back. Boom. Boom. So now I'm developing my timing, trying to blend with his technique, with his movement. Whether a body fitting practice or Uki-Goshi, we're always trying to move to the next higher level. Since we're standing still doing the Uki-Goshi, now we want to keep in motion. We want to move. We want to keep it going. So we're going to move up and down the mat. 1, 2, 3. I bring him up, get my technique. 1, 2, 3, technique. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, technique. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Another way that I like to train with my Harai-Goshi is I like to start catching it sideways. So we start moving sideways. 1, 2, 3, technique. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now once I do the 1, 2, 3 steps, then as I develop my coordination, then I cut it down a step. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, I just go 1, 2 technique. All right, now this is a normal left side hand position. I've got a hold of his lapel. I've got a hold of his arm, sleeve. Now, you don't have to hold this particular hold all the time. You may not be able to get that hold in the heat of the battle. I may be able to reach up and get a hold of the back of his neck here with his gi, and I can throw him this way. Or I may reach in here and get under the arm, and I throw him this way. Or I may come over here and get this side, throw him this way. So whatever position you want to develop your technique, that's the way you practice it. Sometimes this guy's not going to move like you want him to, so you've got to make him move so I can catch my technique. So what I might do, step forward with this foot, what I might do is try a foot sweep. He picks that foot up to step back. I come on through and catch my Harai-Goshi. So he's got his foot forward, sweep, technique. Now in the heat of the battle, he's got his hand up here on your lapel. He's giving you a stiff arm here. So what I do, pull that suit out a little bit. I drop that shoulder back just a little bit to release that pressure and hit the inside of his arm and right back. Pull this out, hit that arm, and right back for my technique. Cool. Now, another way of doing this is I get me a low grip, and I pull to my hip. Then I roll this elbow up like that. 1 and boom. 1 and boom. So the next level is getting into motion with this thing. So we get a hold of each other, we're moving around. So, all right, I push him back, and when I feel him try to come forward, there's my technique. I work him around, I push him back. When I feel the pressure for him to come forward, there's my technique. One way I used to catch my technique is I'd reach up and I'd get this back collar grip and I'd shove him back trying a technique. Then I start pulling him down. I start pulling him down and dragging him forward. All right, that's a couple of steps. Now, when I release that, his back's starting to get tired back there. So as I release that pressure, he wants to straighten up. When he does, boom, I got the technique. Down, 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 he straightens up, boom, technique. There are many, many judo techniques, and eventually, after you study many techniques, you're going to pick out one or two that are your favorite moves that feel good and your body is suited for them, and so you're going to try to develop that particular technique. Harai-Goshi was one of mine. I've got about 3 basic techniques that I work on all the time, and through the years, I've been in judo 60 years, and I've had a wonderful time with judo. And I'm 75 years old, and I'm still working out and still trying to learn whatever I can. And I've had a wonderful time with it. So I hope y'all see this video and get involved in judo. It's a wonderful sport. Hand on your cheek, other side. It. You know what I mean?
Is this one that's your favorite one?
Oh, Sotogar? Oh yeah. I won a bunch of matches of Sotogar. Also Harai-Goshi, that's the one we did over there. Move down just a little bit, Bob. Other way. Go. Further. I'm back, you stay there. Now, before y'all came, I did a little short segment about Harai-Goshi, and anyway, that's my favorite technique, and old Sotogari is a backup technique. When I practice my old Sotogari, I want him moving back and forth with his left foot, like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to try to blend in with his technique. And I've got my hand on his shoulder here, and just as soon as he picks that foot up, I can feel that pressure on my hand. Okay, you got it so far? Oh, right there. Right there, that's where I want him. Okay, now, you train yourself an Uki, the guy that you're going to work out with most of the time, and he'll work with you. He'll help you try to develop your technique. So, here we go. As he starts forward with that foot, I'm going to step here with this foot. As he brings that foot forward, I'm going to bring him right on up. Soto. Huh? No. Yes. Don't care. Give me something. All right, here we go. Now, about half. Move over a little bit. I'm stepping right on that seam right there. Okay, here we go. Boom. Don't lose your balance, son.
No, you had it. It wasn't me.
One. slow it down just a little bit now. Slow it down just a little bit. Now, I'm back. As he picks that foot up, all right, back. Huh? Now, you know when I taught it the first time, I said that you got to pull him over, right? Everybody remember that? Pull him over, get all his weight on that foot, see? So I can throw him here, okay? Now, he's going to do it for me. He's going to do it for me. See? He's picking his foot up. Oh man, that was,
Calm down now, calm down.
boy, that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. You see what I'm talking about? So, this time, I want you to try to develop your uki. All right? I'm gonna uki for Mac now. Okay, now I start my step. He starts in. Boom. Come on. Okay, all right. See? Now, look at my left foot. Look where that left foot's going. See? Up there. Oh! Oh! Huh? Huh? Can we do that? Now, it's going to take time. It's hard to develop this timing. But when you get that touch, when you get that light touch there, he's just going like that, and it's all over. Now, I know that's a whole lot to look forward to, but when I was training in Japan, those big high ranks over there, all you had to do was, and you're gone bye-bye. Okay? Let's get a partner and try those about 10 times. I had two of those. Japanese.
See, she's already told
I guess the top player that's ever been. He was world champion and Olympic champion for 7 years. Undefeated. He was a bad SOB, bud. He was 5'11" and 280 pounds. And he did like a damn bulldozer coming out there. A lot of key there.
60% of his wins was with Osaka Guard.
So I'm sitting there at Dakota Con. That's the main school of judo, the international center of judo in the world. And I go over there and I spend about 30 days working out and everything. So I'm sitting on the sideline, waiting to work out. And I'm 50 years old when I went that time. I was 50 years old. I'm sitting on the sidelines and I'm watching this guy work out over there. And I told this guy sitting next to me, I said, you know, I could whip that SOB, you know that? And I got to thinking, wake up, boy, wake up, you're in a dream world. And he was a world champion sitting there working out. And I said, my God, man, what have I done? You know, I could go to the bathroom. I've done best in my britches. But anyway, that's one thing about Japan. When you step on the mat, which is 4 times the size of this building, no matter how you feel, energy, high energy, low energy, you want to work on the mat, you want to do techniques, you want to do kata, whatever you want to do, there's somebody out there waiting for you to show up just to do it. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And when I left to come home, tears were in my eyes. I said, well, I guess I'll have to go home. You know, I've got family, kids, and everything back there. I didn't want to, but anyway. All right. Now, here's what I want to do. I want you to move up and down the mat. Now, we're going to go, I'm going to go this side. 1, 2, 3. Now this foot's forward. He's back there. I'm going to make a big step here. Now, I want to bring him up on that foot by moving backward. You see. Okay, let's look at that again. 2, big step. Hook. Let me go to the other side. Is that right? 1, 2, big step. Hook. Huh? Can we do that up and down the mat? Just count your steps. 1, 2, big step. I'm pulling down here. He's up on that foot. Hold your balance there a minute so I can talk. Hook. Okay. Then square up. 1, 2, 3, hook. Can we do that? They did, boy. They did. 3. And hook. Okay. You're getting close. 1, 2, big step. Boom. Get closer. Get closer. Now, wait a minute. Don't make such a big step on that 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now let's move this foot up. Wait a minute. Move it up a little bit. Now come on in there. Now, there you go. All right. 1, 2, big step. And 3. Big step. Look, there you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, I think we've done this before. Let's try it going sideways. Haven't we done this before, sideways? Yes. Okay, now look here. Start off like this. 1, 2, 3. Point your toes. Get your foot even with his foot. Now, don't you're turning me causing your balance. Just hold your balance. 1, 2, and hook. Okay, now when you get your coordination, then you cut one step out. Then it's just 1, 2, hook. 1, 2, hook. Okay. Then maybe later on, it's just 1 and hook as you develop your technique and get your coordination and everything. Okay? Get your partner, let's go up and down one time, 3 steps sideways. What did they say? We really did it. That's the only technique I have not taught is Uchimata. Uchimata is a dangerous technique for beginners. It's called an inside thigh sweep. Mac. You're not going anywhere after a while, are you? No.
By the way, Uchi-Mata is dangerous for advanced too.
Now, Harai-Goshi, I demonstrated Harai-Goshi, haven't I? No? Yes?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, sweep. That's my Harai-Goshi. I'm going to throw him by sweeping the back of my leg. Now, Uchi-Mata is inside. You can see where the danger might come. You know. But if it's taught correctly and thrown correctly, then you're not going to have any injury. Okay? It's when it's a mistake made by not having chest contact. You got to have chest contact when you make this technique. See? That keeps you away from the vital organs there. Now, what happens is this, he'll get his fist in here and he'll keep me out where I can't get chest contact. And what's going to happen when I try my technique, bam, you see, right up the middle. And then he changes his voice. Now,
Also, having had that done, they go over real easy.
oh man, what are you talking about? Anyway, I was fighting, and I'll tell you a little funny story here. When I was fighting over in Memphis at the Air Naval Station one time, I had a guy doing me this way, and I loved Uchi-Mata, and I tried to perfect it. So, anyway, I've got him like this. All right, give me a little break right there.
I thought you wanted.
Bam! Like that. Bam! Like that. Bam! Like that. He's sitting there and he's kind of looking funny. He says, I can't take anymore. Come on in one more time and you can have it. I come in like this and he just flipped over on his back and I won the match.
Sometimes you have to soften them up.
Soften them up with a big technique, yeah. Well, we won't get into that. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up our Osoto guard. All right. Now you remember how to line it up, right? Heels on the line, toes on the line, whatever. Heel on the same line with his big toes, pointed at an angle, and right. Okay. 1, boom. 1, boom. Pull this in tight, chest, shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. Now, if you do this, you're going to get in trouble because you're off balance. You're not in there far enough. When I was in Japan, is this. When I come in to make that sweep, drag your big toe. Drag your big toe like this. Okay? And what that does is get that toe pointed because you want your toes pointed when you come in. By pointing your toes, you've got the power all the way down to your foot.
This is basically like
You can be putting money down here. Actually, when you pull down on this, he's going up on that heel, the outside back heel this way. That's what goes on both sides. Good.
Okay, let me bring up one more thing, Mac. Before you go, just one little idea here you got to be careful about. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and make your third step. Give me a big third step.
big third step, all right.
1, 2, 3. Now look here. Be sure that your foot is not here. I went through this before with you. Make sure your foot is here. Here's the reason why. That's the reason I got to do all my techniques left-sided.
Harai-Goshi.
Because I busted that knee. The guy came in, I was spread out a little wider, like this. He just come down right on the side of that knee and just broke it sideways. And I'm laying on the mat. My foot is over here. I hit that leg and bring it back around in place. My kneecap's on the side. I hit that, bring it back on top. And I ain't been the same since. It's been 50 years ago. All right, thank you, sir. Anyway, that's just one thing you got to look out for. Now, anything else? That's a beautiful class, and I appreciate you, gentlemen. Okay. Get scared. All right.
Make sure your belts are tied and straight.
Beautiful, beautiful class. Thank you, Isaac, for helping me on my tape. And Ray. Thank you, Dave.